A photograph is just light. It hits a piece of glass, bounces onto a sensor, and a tiny computer writes down what it saw. That's the whole event. So how exactly can doing that get you arrested? And yet it can. There are places you can stand. In public, in broad daylight, camera in hand, where lifting that camera and pressing one button is against the law. Not the trespassing, not the sneaking in. The photo itself. Today, the things you are not allowed to take a picture of, and the surprisingly strange reasons why. Let's start with the one you'd guess. Military bases, certain government buildings, border crossings, some airports, a few power plants. You'll see the little sign on the fence, a camera with a line through it. No photography. The obvious explanation is spies and secrets and national security, and that's part of it. But here's the part that's more interesting. One photo of a fence usually tells an enemy nothing at all. The real worry isn't your single snapshot. It's 1,000 of them from 1,000 different tourists, all quietly added together. One picture is a single puzzle piece. 10,000 pictures taken from every angle over 10 years slowly assemble into a detailed map nobody ever agreed to hand out. The rule was never really about your photo. It's about the pile. So that's secrets. Fair enough. But the next one has nothing to do with security at all. And you're probably carrying it in your pocket right now. Money. In a lot of countries, photographing or scanning your own cash is restricted. Which sounds absurd. It's your money, sitting on your own kitchen table. Why on earth would a picture of it be a problem? Because a good enough picture of money isn't really a picture anymore. It's a blueprint. The only thing standing between a photo of a bill and a fake bill is the quality of somebody's printer. So the law steps in early, long before anything gets printed, and simply draws its line at the image itself. And it goes deeper than the law. Look closely at a banknote, and you'll find a faint scattering of tiny circles arranged in a specific pattern. Designers gave that pattern a name, and it works like a secret handshake. Your scanner, your printer, your photo software, they've all been quietly taught to recognize it. Try to copy a bill, and the machine just refuses. It won't explain why, it simply stops. So the no copies rule isn't only printed on a sign somewhere. Part of it is hidden inside the money and wired into the machine sitting in your own house. Now, so far, these are all things. A base, a bill. Solid objects you could point at. But you can also be forbidden from photographing something enormous, standing in the middle of a city that millions of people look at every single day. A building, a statue, a bridge. In some countries, a structure out in public can be copyrighted, like a song or a film, and the person who designed it owns the picture of it. There's even a name for whether you're allowed to snap the skyline at all. Freedom of panorama. Some countries have it, some countries don't. And here's the example that breaks people's brains. The Eiffel Tower. Photographing it in the daytime is completely fine. The tower is old enough now that it belongs to everyone. But the sparkling light display they switch on at night? That is a newer, separate work of art, and it is still under copyright. So a daytime photo of the Eiffel Tower is perfectly legal. A nighttime photo of the exact same tower, lit up and glittering, is technically a picture of somebody else's artwork, and sharing it, strictly speaking, can break the rules. Same tower, same spot, same person, same camera. The only thing that changed was the light. And that one change quietly flipped an ordinary holiday snapshot into a copyright problem. And if a government would simply rather you didn't photograph something, it has one more move, one you have almost certainly scrolled straight past without noticing. Open a map app and float above the planet like a satellite. Most of the world is right there in crisp detail. Your street, your roof, the car in the driveway. But scattered across the globe are little smudges, blurry patches, a palace, a military site, a stretch of coastline deliberately turned into a fuzzy gray nothing, while the town all around it stays razor sharp. Somebody asked for that. A government pointed at a spot on the map and said, "Not that one." And here's the strange part. Think about what the blur actually does. In a world of perfect detail, a blur is a giant arrow. It doesn't hide the place at all. It announces in the loudest way possible that right here is something they didn't want you to see. The act of hiding it becomes the landmark. Now step back and look at all of these rules together because they lean on one very shaky assumption. Every single one of them was dreamed up in a world where a camera was a rare, obvious object, a big black box on a strap, hanging around the neck of someone who was clearly there to take a photo. That world is gone. There are now billions of cameras, and nearly every adult alive is carrying one, all day long, disguised as a phone. You can take 100 pictures without so much as lifting your arm. The old rules imagined a photographer as an event, something you'd notice. Today, a photographer is just a person, standing there, doing nothing. The laws are trying to police a rare act that has quietly become one of the most common things human beings do. So pull it all the way back, and one single thread runs through every case. The base, the banknote, the glittering tower, the blurred palace. In every one, the fight was never truly about a photograph. It was about control. Because a photograph is proof. It's a moment that happened, frozen and portable, that you can hand to a stranger and say, "Look." And whoever gets to decide what is allowed to become a picture is really deciding something much larger. What you get to see, what you get to keep, and what you get to show other people. Control the image, and you quietly control the story. That little camera in your pocket isn't just a camera. It's a tiny machine for turning the world into evidence. And that, in the end, is exactly why, in a surprising number of places, somebody has gone to real trouble to tell you to put it away. So the next time you spot that little camera with a line drawn through it, you'll know it was never really about your one harmless photo. It's about who owns the right to make the picture at all. And the next time someone asks you how on earth it could possibly be illegal to take a photograph, well, then you'll know. If this one got you, stick around. I've got another about what's hiding just outside the edge of the world's most famous photographs. The part the photographer cropped out on purpose.